were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Yourself up for slaughter. God had the children of Israel slay every man, woman, and child that when they went into the promised land. That at a certain point, everything was corrupt, meaning everything was corrupt, up until the time of Noah. That means when the Bible, the Old Testament says Noah was perfect in his generation, that doesn't mean he was morally perfect. We all know that wasn't the case. True. The point is that he was the only untampered with genetic stock. And so it said that God was so grieved that he had made man that it repented him. So the thing is that God builds an ark for Noah and his family. So when you look at that, like God destroyed all the men, women, and children, or certain Israelites were commanded to do that, it wasn't because God is the ultimate meanie, it's because they were all corrupt. And had he not given that command and order, there'd be no seed of his creation left. Why did Satan have some of his fallen angels intermarry with human women? Why? Why bother? The reason for this can be understood by investigating the greater context of Genesis. In Genesis 3:15, the first messianic prophecy is recorded. The prophecy declared that the Messiah would be the seed of the woman, and this seed would crush the head of Satan. What is happening in Genesis 6:1 through 4 is a satanic attempt to corrupt the seed of the woman by having some of his angels take on human form. And I might answer the critics too. That was both before the flood and after the flood. Before the flood and after the flood. Before the flood and after the flood. By the way, angels always appear as young males when they take on the human form and intermarry with humankind to try and corrupt the seed. Therefore, the events of Genesis 6:1 through 4 were a satanic attempt to cancel out the prophecy of Genesis 3:15.
The email says he is so right. Ask him about the bloodline of Satan on earth. The demons are here through the international bankers, the Rothschild, the Rothschild.
The whole bloodline issue it goes right back to Genesis 3:15, because Satan does have a seed, and that seed he's injected himself into the human race, and obviously wants to propagate his offspring from their inculcation as children. They're taught that Lucifer is the light bringer, okay? Matches used to be called Lucifers. The light bringer that is going to bring mankind out of his bondage to the living God, and that they believe that literally they've been given the divine bloodline. They believe that the control of money, Amsel Rothschild made the statement, give me control of a nation's money, and I care not who writes its laws. Then you immediately contrast that with Jesus' words, the love of money is the root of all evil. What are we seeing right now, John, in the control of money? We are seeing the absolute subjugation, destruction, and the end to America's middle class. These people believe that they are the God-like ones, okay? I will be like the Most High God. They are their father, the devil. And they openly worship Lucifer. And here's something that I'm not injecting this. I mean, some of these guys who are fabulous researchers have gone in and can show the bloodlines all the way back. Nowhere in the Holy Bible does it maintain in any way, shape, or form that Jesus had any offspring physically. He did not have sex with Mary Magdalene and produce a race, if you will, of co-Jesuses throughout earth. But unless someone understands the history, they don't understand that to control the money is to control life. And these guys are now choking the very life. These guys, meaning the international bankers, they are throwing the world into a global economic meltdown in order to bring about the New World Order under Lucifer, which George Bush Sr. referred to, 236 times in his last year of office? The international bankers claim to be literally the not only the light bringers, but the controllers of the destiny of mankind. They want the planet rid of 5.5 billion people, and that should make about 5.5 billion people rather upset. The realm of the jinn in Muslim theology and the end times is very present in their beliefs. Like I Dream of Jeannie, Barbara Eden in the bottle. Where did the promise of something that had been locked up coming forth, or the words abracadabra, the night hag, Lilith the night hag? Isn't it interesting that a night hag who basically lures a man to have sex and then devours him, literally eats him up as in a cannibal fashion, is that legend would be reappearing in the desert Southwest amongst the Native Americans. Remember when we used to be told about the moon not having any water and Mars not having any life? There is a total blackout to the mainstream of what's really taking place.
The longest Nihonto, Japanese blade. This otaki, called Norimitsu otaki, is 377 centimeters long and weighs 14.5 kilograms. It is a real, live shinken. It was forged as one piece. This sword is from the 15th century. Who would have used such a massive sword? What was the size of the samurai who used this sword for battle? Think how awesome it would have been if it was wielded by some huge 8-feet samurai with gigantism, and legend around a nearby town is that if you slay the giant, you get to keep his sword as proof.